Dear IAS aspirants, I am Ramaraj, Joint Director, retired, and this video is on behalf of Rajiv Gandhi IAS Academy from Chennai. So the video is regarding the diamond in the British crown. After the death of Elizabeth II, it has become a big controversy, and we got a number of news items regarding this. Therefore, it is expected that UPSC may ask questions related to this issue. Therefore, I have put up a video on this. Please watch. The diamond was first found at Kollur mines, present Andhra Pradesh, lower part of Krishna Valley, from where the diamond was found out, and the king, Kakatiya king, presented the diamond to local Bhadrahali temple, and it was there until Alauddin Khilji, who looted it from the Kakatiya temples. Then again, Alauddin Khilji successfully defended Mongol invasion. Bafar defended Ibrahim Lodi, Sultan of Delhi, at the first battle of Panipat in 1526, and founded the Mughal Empire. That you know. In 1526, Babur received it as a tribute for his conquest of Delhi and Agra in the Battle of Panipat. Again, there is a controversy regarding the Kohinoor diamond passing from one person to another person. Shah Jahan became the Mughal Emperor and decided to use many of the jewels in his treasury to make the peacock throne. Shah Jahan was the first emperor of Mughal Empire, reigning from 1628 until 1658. Under the leadership of Mughals, particularly under Shah Jahan, the architecture and other related cultural activities reached its zenith. In 1738, Nader Shah invaded India, massacred many people in Delhi, and looted the peacock throne from Shah Jahan. After Nader Shah's death, the empire collapsed. Nader Shah's grandson gave that diamond to Ahmad Shah Abdali. Then again, during Russia's invasion, it changed hands. After it was annexed by Sikhs, the Afghan was annexed by the Sikhs. Therefore, the diamond changed hands to Ranjit Singh. And again, Ranjit Singh wanted to verify the quality of the diamond and used experts. They had given their opinions. Finally, the diamond was recovered from Gulab Singh, the minor Raja of Jammu and Kashmir. Again, it changed in multiple hands, and finally, during the annexation of Punjab, Lord Dalhousie took it from Gulab Singh and handed it to Queen of Victoria. The presentation of Kohinoor by the East Indian Company, the Queen was the latest and long step transfer of diamond. You know that from different parts of the world, British have looted so many valuable items and handed it over to the British Queen. Then in 1815, the Kohinoor was formally presented to Queen Victoria at Buckingham Palace by the Deputy Chairman of the East Indian Company. It was kept for public viewing, and many of them told that it is not attractive. Therefore, again it was cut, polished, and finally it entered into the crown of the Queen. So this is the story of the Kohinoor diamond. Here you get number of persons, places, and there is a possibility of UPSC asking questions related to those persons. Akbar, Babur, Shah Jahan, Ahmad Shah Abdali, Durrani, Sikh Kingdom, all those. Then let us move on to the more important part of this one. The UPSC may ask questions regarding this. See, this is what I expect this year, that the UPSC may ask questions from geography from this angle. Kollur mine is the mine from where the diamonds were mined in those days. Big diamond. And we have to keep one thing in mind. At that time, before 17th century, India was the only country in the world which was able to produce diamonds. No other country was there. Later on, diamond was found in South Africa. Kimberley means mining was started there. So until that, India was the only country in the world producing diamonds, exporting diamonds. Now, this is from Kollur area. As I told you already, it lies in the lower part of the Krishna basin. At the time, it was under Kakatiyas. Kakatiyas, the kings of present day Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, part of Orissa, Karnataka and Maharashtra. They are the kings noted for their architectural contributions to India and also to tank irrigations. So the best thing that it is, they improved the tank irrigation system very well to avoid drought during non-monsoon period, dry seasons. That is the greatest contribution. Still there are many tanks still in the Deccan area, in the Telangana area, where huge amount of rainwater is stored for agriculture purpose, for drinking purpose. That is their greatest contribution. Then this is the Ramappa temple built by Kakadiya dynasty, and the chief architect was Ramappa. The temple is being named after him. It is one of the cultural heritage sites in Telangana now. This is Rudreswara temple, named after Rudrama Devi, the lady ruler of the dynasty, Kakadiya dynasty. And this temple is very noted for the hanging pillar. It is a wonder, one pillar is hanging, you can't fix the pillar. So that is the most important aspect of this 1000 pillars temple. And this is much more important. This is called Kakadiya Kala Toranam or Warangal Gate. The most spectacular work of the Kakadiyas, the gravings on stones depict their excellency in architecture. And this has become emblem of Telangana. Now this has become the emblem of Telangana. And two more things that we have to learn from this is that why do we get diamonds in Peninsular India, particularly along the river valleys? One is Kollur in the Lower Krishna Basin. The other one you might have heard of near in Madhya Pradesh, Panna diamond mines. Again one more in Ranchi area. Another one in the eastern Maharashtra. So all this, if you look into this, that is upper part of Narmada. So if you look at all this, they all found only in river basins. Why do we get diamonds in the river basin? That is more important question that we have to learn. We also know that Peninsular India is one of the oldest parts of the earth. Geologically it is called a Precambrian ancient shield. That means the Peninsular India uplifted from the sea during the Precambrian period. So after the upliftment, you got number of rivers started flowing over it. Vegetation got submerged in the rivers. The vegetative matter slowly got converted into coals. Therefore, all along the river valleys, you take all the rivers of Peninsular India, you get coal. So availability of coal is not a problem in India. Transportation of coal from mines to thermal power plant is a problem in India. We have enough resource of bituminous coal, enough quantity of coal is being mined sometimes, but rarely that mining capacity goes down. But the other thing, you might have read in lower classes that after Precambrian period, volcanic eruption took place 3 times in the Deccan Plateau area. The consequence is that all the coal mines or the coal beds below the river got the magmatic intrusions. Magma came and contacted with this coal mine. Therefore, ultimately, all this coal has become converted into diamonds. That is why you are getting diamond. So diamond naturally occurs with copper in pipes in small quantities. Where the volcanic eruption is most violent, there you get the diamonds. So that is why we are getting diamonds only in the peninsular part of India. The same thing applies to Kimberley mines in South Africa. It is again just like Precambrian ancient shield of India. Therefore, we get diamonds only in Peninsular India, that too in river valleys. So I hope this is sufficient for this, and UPSC may ask questions from this angle only. Thank you for watching. Thank you.